We now go to turn 4. It's still September, I think, and the Japanese forces have pretty much taken control of the Changsha river crossings, and they are driving to Yanglingchia River. The picture that I'm showing here, which is number 34, is showing the Chinese 20th Corps, which is still technically threatening the flank of the Japanese 51st Infantry Division, as well as the 3rd and the 4th divisions that are being tied up trying to contain this threat on the flank. And it isn't really a major threat for the Japanese, but as long as they have some troops there. So it is accomplishing its mission of diversion. And then in this next picture, you see the Japanese 6th. They're on the right-hand side of the picture. They have crossed the Yangtze River farther south. You also see the 40th Division is set up along the railroad and along the road, trying to address those bridge heads that the Chinese 37th is holding on to. On turn 5, the Japanese managed to breach the Yangtze, forcing the Chinese KMT forces to fall back further. You see the 37th falling back, the 4th falling back, while the Japanese 40th has got control of the railroad bridge. They've got control of the road bridge near Milo. And on the other side of this picture, you've got the 6th Division has pushed quite far down, all the way up against the Low River, and the 45th, the 145 has the bridgehead on the left-hand side of this picture, right-hand side of the picture. Sorry. This next picture is showing where the Japanese 3rd Division and the 11th, the 51st. The 3rd and the 51st are actually trying to contain the Chinese 20th Corps near fighting at Yanglingchien. And you see the 134 is reduced now. So the Chinese forces have taken some losses. The Japanese are holding up pretty well here, but they are tied up. Now we move on to turn 6, and the Japanese receive a number of reinforcements, including the remainder of the 3rd Infantry Division as well as the 4th Infantry Division. And so I've got these trickling on. You see in the top right-hand side of the page, you've got some of the 3rd coming in along the road, moving down, and hopefully this is going to get them into position to attack Changsha. This next picture, number 39, is showing the 3rd and 4th coming in along that roadway in the center of the picture. You also see that the Chinese 20th Corps is slowly dwindling away after repeated Japanese attacks, but they are still delaying elements of the 3rd Division even from uniting with the rest of their forces. The city of Xianyin is now under threat, though, to fall to the Japanese forces. We now go on to turn 7, and here we're seeing in this picture basically the Chinese northern position is basically collapsing. You can see, yeah, there's a regiment holding out in Xianyin on the top left-hand side of the picture. But these units aren't going to be able to hold out. There's just a couple of units up there, and you can see the 6th Division on the right-hand side of the picture is surrounding the 190th. So the Japanese are doing well pushing down, but the Chinese are setting up defenses around the pot of gold at Changsha. We now go on to turn 8, and you see in this next picture, number 41, the Chinese 10th, which is in the center, calls in some artillery fire and stifles some of the Japanese forces. You see a disrupted Japanese unit there on the center right side of the picture. But despite this little minor obstacle, the Japanese continue to make rapid advances, and the Chinese at Sin Yin withstand repeated attacks from the 4th Infantry Division. You can see them, they're at the very top left of the picture. They're in the hexa has the red border. It doesn't really show up well, but the 4th Division is up there dealing with the 1 RO, but there's a unit that's kind of holding it to the last man in that city. So we go on to turn 9, and now we have the Japanese 3rd Division that's depicted here on the right side of this picture. Number 42, they've captured Hanghuaxi, and they're set up to flank the Chinese position at Changsha. You get the 79 Corps that's holding that area, and they have the railroad there, and they're fortified in Changsha. So it's still going to be a formidable obstacle. They really need to hold this area. On turn 10, I'm kind of giving you an overview in this shot of the area, and you can see on the left-hand side of the picture to the top, you've got the Japanese 4th and 49th that are coming down along the railroad. But both sides have disrupted units here, and the Chinese 99th Corps is holding that railroad line with a fairly strong force there. You notice those defense ratings of 5 on those units. Also in the center of the picture, you've got the Japanese 6th Division coming down along that main road. They've isolated a headquarters, so those units are not in good shape, but they do have the bridgehead blocked by the units from the 26th Corps, and they also have another river crossing blocked from the 6th Cavalry Regiment. But these units are being flanked. The Japanese 3rd Division is coming down this road. They've basically have isolated the KMT 72nd, and the 3rd Division has captured that city, and they are coming in to flank Changsha. I've even got the 4th Cavalry Brigade that's got the crossroads in the southern part of this picture. On turn 11, the Japanese are starting to form a perimeter around Changsha to isolate these units, but they haven't really completed this yet. The Chinese have the 144 Regiment is holding that road and kind of holding off some of the Japanese units. The 26th headquarters is in kind of is hung out to dry there, and they've got a disrupted unit, but they have the Liu Yang River defended very well with numerous regiments. They've got the bridgeheads all secured. Going into turn 12, the Japanese are pressing their attacks toward Changsha. You can see the 165th Battalion is leading the way along that road, and they're right up against the bridge on the Yang River. So they're hoping to get in there, but I can see, I'm running out of time here because it's only 15 turns in this game. And, the 3rd Division has definitely solidified the area on the Japanese left flank here, but there's still got quite a few obstacles blocking the way to Changsha. This is turn 13. The picture here is showing that the fighting has gotten heavy. You have disrupted units on both sides. Some have taken step losses. They've been targeted by Japanese air units, and the KMT has used mortars, and you can see that Changsha is still being held fairly strongly by a couple of infantry regiments in each part of the city. So these are going to be tough to penetrate because the the Japanese really need to get more than just that one-pronged attack from the 1st Battalion of the 236th. On turn 14, I've really heavily loaded the Japanese to the maximum stacking limits to get the maximum firepower against these areas, but you see they're just not able to penetrate. And I've got several Japanese stacks that are disrupted, which is going to, reduce their firepower until they can rally. The T6 and the M4 formations of the KMT are holding up very well in the city of Changsha, and it doesn't look like it's going to fall as far as I can tell. This is a Japanese failure. We go to the last turn of the game, the 15th turn, and this kind of shows how things ended. The Japanese never were able to really get a significant threat on Changsha. And I believe historically they did not. I think the Chinese actually won this historically, as far as they maintained control of Changsha, and that's why I believe there's a third battle of Changsha that's probably going to be forthcoming. But as far as this goes, we get a Chinese win because they hold both of these hexes, and the Japanese really needed to capture these to win the game. That's what their objective was. So I actually think this is a very good game. I enjoyed playing this quite a bit, and I appreciate you staying with me and watching this video. And stay tuned if you'd like to see more games on my channel. Have a great day.